Okay, so hi everybody. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Helen and I run Mommy's Gin Fund. So you are now watching this video on the Mommy's Gin Fund Facebook page. So for those of you who don't know who Mommy's Gin Fund are, we are a Facebook group, an online and offline community of parents, group hugging each other, cheering each other on, sharing gin, generally sticking up for each other and helping each other through the roller coaster ride of parenting. So as you will see, I am surrounded by three rather gorgeous people today. So let me introduce you. We have gorgeous Ray. So Ray, give us a wave. Ray is one of our lovely interpreters today. Our other interpreter today is Diane, who you can see who's working at the moment. So Ray and Diane are going to be interpreting for us throughout this video. So they're going to be popping in and out to hopefully keep us awake, keep us on our toes. So massive thank you to both Ray and Diane for their time today. They're both volunteering their time for free to help us make this video accessible. So massive thank you to you. And the last person to introduce is Sandra. So Sandra is our expert. How do you feel about that, Sandra?
Oh, I don't know if I'm an expert, but I will try my best.
No pressure. So I have dragged Sandra kicking and screaming out of her comfort zone and onto this video to teach all of us how to take newborn photos whilst all the professionals are on lockdown and they can't come and help us. So we're going to say thank you to Ray. See you in a minute, Ray. And let's get going. So, Sandra, tell us, how do we take photos of our baby? And can I just, before we start, can I just say, I apologize for my broodiness. I am, by the end of this, I'm going to be so desperate for a baby. But anyway, Sandra, come on, tell us, please.
So I will show you today how to make the best at taking your own newborn pictures, because as we're all stuck inside, all the studios are closed at the moment, unfortunately. And yes, we miss all our babies and we can't wait to be able to open again. We're not that broody, but we miss touching babies as well.
I'm so jealous. I see a future career as a newborn photographer for me, although the only problem is you would need to frisk me before I leave the building, because I probably would have a baby up my sleeve somewhere.
So I will show you, it's going to be a bit more interactive than usual. So I will pass on the camera to my husband so that he can actually show you what I want to show you, how to take your own pictures. So
fantastic. Right, let's go. Hi, Sandra's husband. Thank you very much.
So I'm going to start. I'm going to show you, I'm going to turn on the camera. The first thing I want to tell you is that to do this, you don't have to have a professional camera. I think you can use a smaller camera if you don't have a big professional one, or you can use your phone. I think it will work just as well, because you're just taking a few pictures. It's not like you're having a whole session. So I wanted to introduce first our model today, who is Miss Panda. Hi. To help us to show you what to do. So the first thing you have to do, obviously, with the baby, and then we'll put baby on something that is comfortable for them. So I would recommend, if you don't have a little bin bag like mine, to use either a Moses basket or your own bed, if you can, so that baby is comfortable and everybody is fine with that. You don't want baby to be screaming while you're taking their pictures, really, unless that's what you want to do. So we put baby down. The first thing we want to do is to have the light coming down that way towards the face, and not going, as many people do, what we call horror lighting, which is where the light comes from the chin up. So it looks like you're camping and you put the flashlight over your face and it looks like you're in a horror film. So that's not what we want at all. So
all the chins, we don't want the chins.
No, and you don't want to see the light the other way around. So the light needs to come down on baby's face, which is why you put baby down with the window behind, so the light comes down properly. The second thing you want to do is, when you take the picture, is not to show what's inside baby's nostril and have something like this. I don't know if you can see on the camera itself. You don't want it like this. Ideally, you want to be over the baby's head, directly on top, without dropping the camera. So we try to put it around your neck so that the camera doesn't fall, and you put the camera down just on top like this, and you take the picture. So over the head is better because you don't want to see inside baby's nostril.
Do not drop the camera on your baby's head. Can we just make that very clear? Do not drop the camera.
It is one. The third thing that is really important is to use natural light because it looks nicer, and to turn off the lights in the room you're in. So if you're in your bedroom, turn off the light. Try not to do it with the sun directly on baby because it will look not good at all. So what we do is that, as you can see where I am at the moment, there's no direct sunlight on Panda. So it looks better, it's more diffused. If it's really sunny, which I don't think it's going to be for the next few days, if that's when you want to try, I would put a sheer curtain to make the light a bit softer if it's very sunny. But the light in the morning is much better than it is in the afternoon. So try to do it around 9, 10 o'clock is the ideal time. Try to be as close to as possible to the window as well, so that you can actually see when you're taking the picture, you can see baby. As I said earlier, try to use your bed or something where baby is comfortable in, and to make it so that baby is the main focus, I would use white beige sheets or something that is plain color, not too much patterns, because then that takes away from baby. If you don't have bed linen that are white or a single color, just strip your sheets and just use the bed cover that you have. Usually they're white, so it would look nice. As you can see here, I've put a little white backdrop to show you how to take a picture of Panda. What you need to do, so apart from taking over like this, so you can do a few different things. I'm going to show you. You can take a picture of baby, so still over the head, as I showed you earlier, and we can do a full body. And then we can go a little bit closer and do just a face. You can see that. And then we're going to want to try to do as many details as possible. By details, I mean eyelashes. And then we can do little feet.
Oh, don't. It's the feet, Sandra. It's the feet that get me every time. Little baby's feet.
The feet, the lips.
Their little fingers. Oh, God, I'm so pretty.
The little fingers. The hair. Sometimes you have little curly hair, and that's something that you probably won't remember when they're a little bit older. So it's a nice thing to have as a as a souvenir to have your baby hair, or even the tiny toes and things like this.
All my babies, they had really hairy ears, like really hairy ears. And I've got photos of like just a little bit of their ear that was so hairy.
Yeah, that's a good one. Also, sometimes I have some on the shoulders, so that's quite nice to have, because that falls down, so that doesn't stay. We also can change quite a lot of, and you can give yourself a lot of variety by just changing what baby wears. So, for example, I would do some with a little hat if you have one, or you can take it off. Then you can put baby in a little outfit, and then just in nappies. Or if you're very brave, we can take the nappy off, which we do as a newborn photographer because we're used to it. So we don't mind a little pee or a little poo. If you don't
maybe do that one last, though. Maybe do the naked one last, Sandra, just in case, you know.
If you've stripped your bed linen.
Although some of my all-time favourite photos are, you know, sometimes on Facebook, you'll see those videos of a compilation of lots of photos of like babies pooing on their parents during photos. They're my favorite.
It does happen quite a lot, and it's always on dad. It's really funny. The next thing I wanted to say was it's very important to me to have parents in the pictures. I think it's quite important. The pictures are not really for you. They're mostly for your babies when they grow. They will love to see you with them when they're that tiny. My kids always ask to see pictures of them with me when they were born. And to be honest, I don't have that many. And that's my biggest regret, is that I don't have enough of myself with my boys. So I'm going to show you a couple of pictures you can do safely with baby as a parent. So I will take Panda here. As a mom, I would probably put baby like this against me, against my chest, put his little face like that, and I will be at 45 degrees of the window, as you can see, probably that way. And like this, you get nice light, okay? And I will try to get baby as close to me as possible and get close like this and close my eyes. So do one with your eyes closed, and then do one with your eyes open and smile.
Oh, I want a baby.
If you want, have your partner do that one, obviously, and then have one of your partner. So, but a good one with your partner would be put baby little feet like this against the chest. As you can see, little hand like this, and have baby's head nice and safe in the hand, and try to make them look at baby, and then look at the camera, just like that.
Do you know what, Sandra? I think we are so guilty as, I'm going to say mums, because in this particular example, I mean a person who's given birth. We're so often, we're exhausted, we're bleeding, we've got milk coming out of everywhere, our skin, you know, all those people in those Athena posters with this beautiful skin holding newborn babies obviously did not give birth, because my skin after I'd had a baby looked awful. My hair was horrific, you know. And I think as the person who's given birth, we avoid photos. So
no, totally get it. But I do talk to my clients before, and I do tell them that usually I will try to get them in the picture. And if they're really, really not up for it, we can still incorporate either their hands. So we have babies with both parents on both sides of the head and the tail. So we still have something where they are with their parents. If they really, really feel like they're not camera ready, I try not to push too much. But I would say 95% of my clients end up having parents' pictures. Because it is very important to...
Well, this is my point, is that whatever you look like at that particular moment of time, it doesn't matter. But I would really, really, really beg you, as somebody who has had lots of babies, please, if you can, please be in the photo. Definitely. Or whichever parent it is that's been getting up all through the night, you know, who's knackered, who looks rough, whatever. Be in the photo, because I think there is only probably one photo of me and my mum when I was a baby, and I would love to have more pictures of me and my mum. And even though I was acutely aware of that, there's still very few pictures of me and my babies. And the pictures of me, you know, where I look like I've been dragged through a hedge backwards, now 10 years later, looking back, they're my favorite pictures. So even if you really, really, really don't want to have your picture taken, if you can just let your partner, your wife, your husband, the photographer, whoever, just let them take one. Because do you know what, in 5 years time you can delete it. If you really, really hate it, you can delete it, but just have it. Keep it somewhere and get it out. I promise you, 10 years later you'll want to look at it.
The last thing I wanted to show you was, if you have other children, a bit older than your newborn, usually that's what parents really want, is a picture of their children together. So we put baby down, just like that. And the easy way, especially if you have a toddler, it's to make them come that way and be like this on their knees and try to kiss the forehead. So that's one easy way, and it's quite safe because obviously they're not touching the baby. So they're not going to be dropping the baby or anything like that.
Headbutt the baby. My toddler would definitely have headbutted the baby.
Obviously have one parent on the side taking the picture to make sure that they don't kick or headbutt the baby, as you say, or even pinch the nose or things like that. Yeah. Easy one to have of your children together if you have all the siblings. Also, one thing that is quite good when you have a newborn, and that's the last thing I'm going to show you, is wrapping them. It helps first to keep baby safe because they feel confident when they are wrapped and they feel like they're still in the room, so they quite like it. Also, that makes them sleep, which is always great, and is also keeping their little arms and legs together so that they don't do sudden movement. You know, like newborn, they have this reflex of doing this all the time. So having them wrap really helps with this. So I'm going to show you a quick way of doing an easy wrap. So if you want to try it, you can do it. So you put, I would say, something that you like. So maybe a little scarf that you think is really, really cute. So you can put it on your lap like this. One small side and one longer side like this. We put baby there, so we let obviously the head coming out of the wrap. We put the hands together and the feet are going on the stomach so that you can have everything pulled together. And then we just wrap like this. Tuck that in under baby to make it safe. And then we just go around like this, simple and easy. And that's one way for them to be safe, comfortable, and for you to take more pictures, gives you a bit more variety. And it's always cute pictures to have when they're wrapped because their face is the center of attention.
Do you know what, Sandra? I wish I could do that to my 3-year-old. Make my life a lot easier.
You would need a massive big wrap though. And here we go. So now Panda is all wrapped up. She's happy. And you can put her back wherever it is you wanted her. Here we go. And you can take more pictures like this. It gives you a bit variety.
Do you know what, Sandra? One bit of really good advice that I was given when I had my first baby was to take a photo of my baby next to something to show scale. So she had like a little teddy. So I took a photo of her next to this teddy. And now, you know, she's almost a teenager. She's going to be a teenager in a few weeks, but I've still got the teddy. So to see the photo where she's the same size as the teddy, and then, you know, to have her now. So now I've got a photo of her holding the teddy, which is about this big. So that's really cute, isn't it? To have something to scale next to the baby.
What I usually do is take a picture of the newborn in a prop, and then when they come back for their sitter session, which is when they can sit on their own and they're quite confident with it, so about 8-9 months, I take another picture of them in the same prop to show how much they've grown in the last 8-9 months. And it's always such a nice way because you can see what's happened in the last few months, and it's really, really good. The parents love it.
It's lovely. My poor daughter, I force her to have a picture taken with this silly teddy like every year on her birthday. So I've got ones of her like lying next to it, and now she's like that because she's going to be 13. She's holding it like that.
Yeah, that's good one. One last thing I want to say is please enjoy that moment with your baby and try to enjoy taking pictures of them. Even if it's not made by a professional, you can still come and see me when we're out of lockdown, and I'll be happy to help anyway. So you'll still have a little souvenir of that time, even if you can't have it professionally done. I hope this has helped a little bit. I will publish a blog post with all the information on that a bit later today on my website, which is sandracullenphotography.com. And you can ask me any question under this video when Helen posts it, and I'm happy to answer any question you may have.
Thank you. Oh, Sandra, I just want to say massive, massive thank you to you for coming and sharing all of your expertise with us today. As anticipated, I'm now feeling incredibly broody. I am ready. I can't imagine ever being at a stage in my life where I'm like, yeah, let's not have any more babies. Anyway, I'm definitely not having any more babies, just in case anybody in my family is watching. No more babies. But thank you. I hope you guys have found this really useful. Thank you very much for watching. As Sandra said, please do put any questions in the comments. Sandra will be back to answer them. And just please, if you have a newborn baby or you're just about to have one, can you give it a little cuddle from me? And then just send me that little baby cuddle by osmosis. But if you do have a newborn baby, you know, obviously this is a really difficult time to be pregnant, a very difficult time to be having a baby. If you need anything, if you need any support, if you've got any questions, if you're having a wobble, if you're finding it really difficult, please do post in Mommy's Gin Fund, because we are here to support you. And I understand it's a really, really tricky time to be having a baby when your emotions are all over the place anyway, mixed in with the anxiety and the unknown and the separation and not being able to see family and all that kind of thing. If you need anything, please do post in Mommy's Gin Fund. So all I'm going to say again is massive thank you to Ray for his interpreting, massive thank you to Diane for her interpreting, and a massive thank you to Sandra for all of her expertise. I am going to say goodbye. We have more videos coming up. Today is the last week of our Facebook Lives. Hopefully we'll be able to go live again at some point this week. Tomorrow, Wednesday, is a Facebook Live with Sue called How to Survive Lockdown Without Hating Everyone You Live With. I'll definitely be watching that. I think my husband will be tuned in. And Thursday, we've got the last of our Facebook Lives, homeschooling autistic kids. How to homeschool autistic kids. So if you're at home with your autistic kids and you are finding it a struggle, which I know so many of you are, please do come and watch. So thank you guys, and I'll see you again. Bye everyone.
Bye.